Hello, hi, hi, hello. Why are you so close to me? Get away from me. Get away. Where are you? Get away from me. Um, well, happy fishy. Oh, there you are. Happy fishy, not Friday. Happy fishy, not Friday. Oh boy, do you know what? Do you know what's happening today? Do you know what's happening today? We have 5 chapters left. I didn't realize this last time, but we only have 5 chapters left. Did I realize this last time? Maybe I did. I don't know. Can we get through all of them today? I don't know. We can barely get through 4 chapters usually. But I might try. I might try. But we'll see. We'll see if we have like 2 chapters. I'm feeling okay. Are you gonna finish all of them? Maybe. Depends how long they are. Are you gonna finish the stream? What is? Oh, finish. I thought you meant like end this stream. I'm like, yeah, eventually. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I woke up a couple hours ago. Actually, I woke up at like 1 a.m. and it's now 6 a.m. So, listen, I'm very slow to get my morning started. Usually. Sometimes I'm faster. But I'm usually pretty slow. Okay, I have tea and it has caffeine in it, so we should be careful. We should be careful about what we do and say because Jesus is watching. No! Don't say that! You fucking creep! Oh my god. Jesus is watching. Wow, okay. Actually, you'd probably be into that. Okay. Good morning. Hi. Oh my god. Hello. Sorry for the nonsense in the beginning. But welcome. Oh my god, hi. I think I will try to finish this book. Anyway, if you don't know, we're reading what am I saying? This Disabled Tyrant's Beloved Pet Fish, Volume 3. That's what we're doing here today. And we only have 5 chapters left. So I might try to push through it, depending on how long. Oh, there's an illustration at the end, and it's so fucking cute. Depending on how long they are. Okay. Yes, it's what? What is 3? No, no. What is 386 minus 334? 8 minus 3 is. It's like 50 pages. About. I don't know if I can do this. Whatever, we'll try. We'll see how far we go. I have some beautiful mango lychee tea. And I wish I didn't have caffeine because it tastes so fucking good. But I can't have caffeine all the time. Anyway, that's still hot. Let's get started. This chapter 110, on page 335, is called Merman Night Attack. What does it mean? We'll find out, I guess. Okay, let me get situated a bit more. Lowering my chair. Okay. What happened last time? Guys, what happened last time? Leo realized and immediately got jealous again. Touchy, he blurted out. You can't have other fish. Okay, he got jealous of the other fish. Just read 3 and leave the other 2 as finale, I guess. I know, but I hate doing just 2 chapter streams, you know? Where we left off is, he was jealous of the other fish. Stupid. Stupid! They're just so fucking perfect for each other. I hate them. Ugh. Nasty. Okay. Anyway, let's go. Prince Jing didn't realize what he meant at first, but Xiao Yu looked like he was facing his arch-nemesis. Prince Jing shook his head. I won't. Perhaps Xiao Yu didn't want him to get too close to the substitute fish. Prince Jing himself wouldn't even let others touch Xiao Yu, so they shared that in common. What did I just fucking say? might not get through like any of these. Even after Prince Jing's promise, Liu still wasn't fully appeased. Luckily, Prince Jing didn't show the substitute fish very much affection and spent most of the time watching either him or their real fish children. Liu's jealous mind finally calmed down. Now he thought it through that the substitute fish was just an ordinary koi, not a yao like him that could turn into human. It was completely ridiculous to get jealous of a normal fish. At least one of them can do some self-reflecting. At least one of them can. Oh no. He felt a bit guilty. He decided to feed the fish well in compensation. Of course, regardless of what he felt about it, the substitute fish was only there to sit and look pretty. Towards certain humans who were way overthinking things, the substitute fish remained unbothered. When they arrived at the Chang'an Manor, Ye Qinghuan and the Princess of Jinzhi came out together to welcome them. Liu brought the children out first and introduced them one by one. Dao Bao and the others were dressed like little immortals in a New Year's painting, each of them wearing bright red robes decorated with gold, and their hair up in little pigtails. So cute! The Princess of Jinzhou was so happy she couldn't stop smiling and said, almost in disbelief, "My heavens, there really are 4! In ancient times, it was rare to even see twins, but Liu had 4 at once. The Princess of Jinzhou almost didn't want to repeat the process after giving birth to just one child. She felt that Liu was practically a deity for birthing 4. Hey, fun fact about birthing twins or more. After the first one, the rest don't really feel like anything. Not that I've given birth to... It's because I am a twin and I know these things because my mom told me. Okay. Usually, I mean, that was the case for her. It might not be for everyone, but I mean, seems pretty accurate. Okay, I'm testing if the tea is cooled down enough. Probably not. Watch me burn myself in 3, 2, 1. That's fine. Please sit. The princess ordered. Ooh. Voice, where'd you go? Please sit. The princess ordered someone to prepare a seat for Liu, and she served him hot red date tea. Prince Jing, on the other hand, was given Bilwo Chun. A green tea. Wait, hot red date tea has a thumbnail? What is it called? A footnote. Red dates are said to help replenish nutrients and blood and help with circulation, so women often consume it for health benefits. I know this. Where? Liu took a sip of the sweet tea and noticed that the princess was drinking the same thing. There were a couple of plump red dates at the bottom of the teacup, and Liu immediately understood that the princess wanted him to stay healthy. This was a kindness from the princess. Liu thought to himself that he'd had it way too easy when he gave birth. The princess had to work much harder. Oh, I love her! While they were talking, Ye Qinghuan personally brought over Qingke Junju. Attack! What the fuck is your problem? Stop distracting me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where was I? Fucking hell. Should not have gotten caffeine. That's a baby. Qinghe Junju. The little princess was 100 days old now, and her skin was pale and supple. Her little arms and legs stuck out like lotus root joints. Her dewy eyes were like the princess's, but she had Ye Qinghuan's mouth. Around her neck was a lock charm that Liu had gifted her. Oh! When the fish children saw the little baby girl, they all widened their eyes, even Sibao, who was usually a beat slower than the others. They'd never seen such a small person. She was even smaller than they were. Dao cried out and reached out to her. Uncle Ye was hugging her. He wanted to hug her too. Bao, Sanbao, and Sibao followed Dao's example and started crying out as well. They wanted to play with her. No, Fish father scolded them. The children, sorry, Fish father scolded them. It's the fact that it's from the POV from the kids. Oh, that's so silly. Oh my god. The children immediately put down their hands, disappointed, still staring at the baby girl. The princess and Ye Qinghuan almost laughed out loud. She's still young, so she can't play with you guys yet, Liu said sternly. Remember, you have to protect her in the future. The children nodded in unison. They still wanted to see her. The princess of Jinzhe had a cradle brought out, and she put the baby princess inside. The four boys grabbed onto the cradle and gazed at her quietly. They're so smart, the princess of Jinzhe exclaimed in surprise. The little princess is very beautiful as well. Liu couldn't help but admire her. That seemed to strike a nerve with Ye Qinghuan, whose eyes were glued to his daughter. Recently, I've been thinking about the fact that in about 15 years she'll have to leave me and marry into another family, he said sadly. I can't bear to let her go. Liu snorted. In terms of fatherly silliness, Ye Qinghuan really had Prince Jing beat. Oh, I love them. Oh, I love them so much. He's just a silly guy in general. It doesn't matter if he's a dad or not. Oh, shut up. The Princess of Jinzhe thought Ye Qinghuan was embarrassing and wanted to throw her teacup at him to shut him up. But inadvertently, that's how you say that, tears welled up in her eyes. Even though Jinzhe was more open-minded, people there usually liked boys better. When she'd learned from the midwife that she'd given a birth to a daughter, she felt a little uneasy, even with her status as a princess. But to her surprise, Ye Qinghuan and the entire house of Chang'an doted on the girl very much. Her in-laws visited her every day, asking her about the baby's condition, and often wanted to take care of the baby. It lifted a burden off her shoulders. Originally, she wanted to try to have a son as well, so they could have one boy and one girl. But her husband, who was usually easygoing, became surprisingly stubborn. He told her that giving birth was hard and that she should recover her health first. There was no rush. The care her husband and his family showed her made her realize that although the emperor had arranged her marriage, she had married into a good family. I love them so fucking much! Ugh! I love them! The princess herself still wanted a son, not because she didn't like girls, but because Liu's 4 sons were so lively and clever that it was easy to become envious. The princess couldn't help but look at Ye Qinghuan, and she noticed that Liu was also looking at Prince Jing. The two people, each with their own thoughts, instantly felt a connection. Liu scratched his cheek in embarrassment. It was because Qinghe Junju was so cute. He wanted one too. But he couldn't see the baby girl for too long. Soon after, the wet nurse came over and took the little girl back. Liu learned from from the Princess of Jinzhe that her daughter had caught a chill in the past few days and had only just recovered, so she couldn't stay outside for too long. The princess had been worried for several days because of her daughter's illness, especially since such a young child couldn't take medicine directly yet. Usually, the wet nurse would take the medicine first, wait until the medicine entered the breast... What? Wait until the medicine entered the breast milk and then feed it to the baby. Okay. The 4 fish children had always been healthy, whether they were young fish or human babies, so Liu had never experienced this before. When the princess talked about this process, something tickled at the back of his mind, but he couldn't put his finger on what it was. I wonder if it was the thing we were investigating literally in the last couple of chapters. What? Didn't she get sick? Huh? Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Wait, this... We're piecing stuff together. With the little girl in her back room... What am I saying? With the little girl back in her room, the 4 children were disappointed that they couldn't see her anymore. Yet Jinghuan had taken care of these young masters back on the western border, so he knew their personalities well. He smiled and whistled, and Zhongfeng came running in, the hero here to save the day. Zhongfeng recognized Liu and wagged his tail excitedly at him. Zhongfeng, long time no see. Liu squatted down and petted Zhongfeng's head. Zhongfeng tried to lick his hand. Liu suddenly felt a chill on his back. He turned around, only to see Prince Jing quickly averting his eyes. Weird. The children's eyes lit up when they saw the dog, and they finally stopped whining about not seeing Qinghe Junju. Oh, sorry. I did take my meds. Yes, I did. Dogs are good friends with humans. No bullying him, Liu quickly warned the children, but they were still too young and weren't suited for playing with dogs yet. Liu carried them and lowered them as much as he could so they could see Zhongfeng clearly. Zhongfeng had been trained by Ye Qinghuan, so he didn't seem to dare to get too close to the children, but he loved children, so he anxiously paced back and forth nearby. After Liu introduced them to the concept of dogs, Daobao, Erbao, and Sanbao moved a bit closer and felt a little afraid of the sharp canine teeth. Only Sibao fearlessly reached out a hand and playfully poked Zhongfeng's nose. Everyone present, even Zhongfeng, who loved to poke fish, was stunned. Prince Jing moved slightly, wanting to take Sibao back, but Liu stopped him. He saw Zhongfeng tentatively nudge Sibao back gently, but Sibao let out a happy gurgle. And Sibao let out a happy gurgle. My bad. Prince Jing finally relaxed. Don't worry, Ye Qinghuan comforted them warmly. Zhongfeng won't bite Sibao. Liu knew it was true. Zhongfeng had never even bitten a fish. Even so, he observed the interactions between Sibao and Zhongfeng nervously. He technically believed in Zhongfeng, but it was impossible for him to completely put his concern to rest. Whoa, what happened there? Good, they should always be supervised. Daobao, Erbao, and Sanbao were encouraged by Sibao and copied him, poking Zhongfeng with their fingers. Surrounded by children, Zhongfeng wagged his tail so vigorously that it started to have an afterimage. After wagging his tail for a while, he started to roll around. Oh, right. The princess remembered Prince Jing's fish. Where are the fish? She'd been anticipating this for a long time, but she'd forgotten about it for a bit while she watched the children play with the dog. Liu smiled slightly. In the past, everyone wanted to see the fish as soon as possible, but it really was different after having kids. For the first time, Liu showed the crystal bottle without hesitating. The fish substitute swam around happily with the little fish in tow. The sparkling colors and colorful tail made Liu think it was himself for a moment. The princess smiled and got closer, watching the fish for a bit, and then furrowed her brows. Was there a flaw? Liu's heart tightened. What's wrong? Is something wrong? No, the princess responded. I just feel like the fish isn't as charming as it used to be. I should take that as a compliment, right? Right? Liu smiled and said something deep. Princess, it's probably because he's the same as me. He became a father, so he's become more mature and steady. The princess smiled, convinced. As Ye Qinghuan played easily with the 4 children, he asked Prince Jing, Aren't you going to look at your fish too? The princess wasn't aware, but Ye Qinghuan knew exactly how much Prince Jing liked his fish and how unwilling he was to let other people take even a single peek at it. But he generously brought his fish to the Chang'an Manor, and for some reason, Ye Qinghuan felt like Prince Jing was even acting a little cold toward it. Ye Qinghuan grew more and more confused. Prince Jing had even done something unspeakable to his fish on his wedding night. I fucking forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh no. On his wedding night, and Ye Qinghuan still felt sorry for the consort even now. Prince Jing's thoughts were clearly focused on his consort and his children. His cold eyes softened when he looked at Liu. Oh, that's so stupid. Sorry, my nose is a bit stuffy. It's been real cold lately at night, but then in the morning, in the daytime when the sun comes out, it just bakes. It's bacon. You know, I never expected to have a fish preg and fish labor. I didn't either, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it is here. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Right. If he was this affectionate, then why had he done that to his fish? Perhaps Prince Jing had just lost his mind for a few days, then realized the error of his ways. Oh my god. It's good that you thought it through now, Ye Qinghuan said. Prince Jing had no clue what his cousin was thinking. After Jinju's 100-day-old banquet, Princess Jing... What the fuck? I can't read this! After Jinju's 100-days-old banquet, Prince Jing took Liu and his children to visit the former Duke of Chang'an. Liu knew that today they'd come not only to attend the banquet, but also to let the former Duke of Chang'an officially meet his great-grandchildren. Ye Chan was anticipating them and waiting for them in the garden with some good wine. When he saw Prince Jing's 4 children, the rims of his eyes remained red for a long time. Oh no. Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that, Catholic. Perhaps it was fate. The Emperor liked Dabao a little more. Prince Jing liked Sabao a little more, and the former Duke of Chang'an felt most connected to Erbao and Sanbao, the 2 little rivals. He said that his 2 children liked to pinch each other when they were younger too. Who were his 2 children? Liu and Prince Jing glanced at each other, respect for the former Duke of Chang'an evident in their eyes. Since all 4 children were favored of different people, Liu felt like everything had worked out. The former Duke of Chang'an, whose hair and beard had gotten a little grayer since the last time they'd met, held Erbao and Sanbao in his lap, and he asked Liu to tell him interesting stories from their time in the West. The elderly man was very interested in the duck army, and he'd quite liked the Chuanjued roast duck that Ye Qinghuan had brought back. He could eat over half a duck in one sitting. They stayed until late into the night, and Prince Jing returned to the manor with a slightly drunk Liu. The children had fallen asleep much earlier, and Wang Ji took them to their rooms. Prince Jing put the dazed Liu down on the bed and wrapped him in a brocade quilt embroidered with green aquatic plant patterns. Liu suddenly opened his eyes and looked around quizzically. "Tianqi, we're home?" Prince Jing smiled and patted his head in response. Liu's face was burning red and his mind was dulled from drinking. He couldn't remember what he wanted to do. Wang Ji knocked gently from outside. If he was this drunk, the consort might have a hangover the next day, so Wang Gonggong came on Prince Jing's orders to deliver sobering tea. Prince Jing was going to go outside to bring the tea and give Zhao Yu a cup, but Liu thought he was leaving and squinted in displeasure. In desperation, the drunk fish used a skill to keep Prince Jing there. Prince Jing only felt a gust of cold wind before a silver tail speckled with gold swept over and wrapped around his waist. And that's where the title comes in. Heh, where do you think you're going? I'll use my tail to yank you back until the end of time. The domineering fish tail pulled Prince Jing back forcefully. Prince Jing was afraid of hurting Liu, so he complied with the insistent tail and came back to the bed. Liu, seeing Prince Jing change his mind, chuckled and hugged his neck. Tianqi, Qingke Junju is so cute. Daobao and the others really like her, and I like her too. Why don't we have a daughter like her? I'd like her even more if she was ours. Wow! Whoa, Liu! Chill out, bro! Liu said a bunch of things that would have normally made him blush and wrapped his tail even tighter. What he meant was that if they didn't do it, Prince Jing couldn't leave. Okay. Prince Jing stopped in place and hugged him back. He would never reject a request from Liu, but the request this time was a bit special. He hesitated a little. Tianqi, what are you waiting for? Liu scooted over and blew into his ear. What should I do? My tail is so uncomfortable. This fucking bitch. His tail moved slowly and rubbed around Prince Jing's waist. Prince Jing took a deep breath and picked up this drunken fish that loved to ignite fires. After they came back from the western border, Prince Jing had made a few changes to their bedroom. Some of the water from the outside pond had been brought in to make a small bathing pool. It was normally for aesthetics, but it could also be used after Xiaoyu transformed if needed. Prince Jing embraced his fish tightly and strode over to the pool. Ooh, that's the end of the chapter. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn, this tea is so fucking good. Okay. The next chapter is called Fishy Misunderstanding. Again? Another fishy misunderstanding? This guy is always misunderstanding shit. I don't know why we have to chapter a title around it. Oh my god, they're so pretty. They're just so pretty. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go. Liu took advantage of his own drunkenness to ask for it, once in an outrageous way, but the system didn't give him any notifications. The fish, eager for a daughter, wouldn't let Prince Jing go and asked for it again, but there was still no notification. Liu was upset. He was determined to make the notification appear. Was the bathing pool incompatible with a daughter? Then he would change places and try again as a human. He just wanted them to have their own little girl. Liu lost count of how many times they did it. In the end, Prince Jing had to just look at him apologetically. Liu poked a trembling finger out and asked for one more try. Prince Jing sighed softly, wrapped his finger in his hand and put it back under the brocade quilt. I can't, this image is so fucking funny. One more, please. Please, sir. This is the man you married. This is the man you married. Prince Jing Wu Tianqi. Okay. Prince Jing draped some clothes over himself and got up from the bed. Liu noticed that his husband's back was still straight, but he was staggering a little. He wanted to laugh, but he was a bit ashamed too. He'd been too eager. Preparing for pregnancy and other matters like that couldn't be done in such a short amount of time. He couldn't be greedy just because he was a fish with a system. He really did want a daughter, but he had to think of his husband too. Liu opened his mouth to call out to his husband, but his throat was so hoarse that he couldn't make a sound. He wanted to flip over and get up from the bed, but then he realized that while Prince Jing was just walking a little oh my god, that while Prince Jing was just walking a little funny, he himself couldn't feel anything below his waist. This was a battle where they both lost more than they won. Liu struggled on the spot for a bit before succumbing to exhaustion. When he woke up in the middle of the night, he found that he had turned back into a fish and was wrapped in an aquatic why did I say it like that? Aquatic plant blanket. Aquatic. Lying on his silver stone bed in the crystal fish tank. Prince Jing had probably put him there after his time was up. His fish form helped him relieve some fatigue. He didn't know how long he'd been sleeping, but at least he didn't feel numb anymore. Liu reluctantly shrugged off the plant blanket and swam to the side of the crystal fish tank to look at his husband. Since he was feeling much better, how was his husband? The clear, bright moonlight poured in from the window and the room was silent, but the bed was empty and the person he wanted to see wasn't there. Huh? Had Prince Jing stepped out? Liu waited a little more, but Prince Jing didn't come back. At last Liu couldn't wait anymore. He turned into a human to look for Prince Jing. Last night had been much too intense. His legs were still soft and rubbery when he stepped onto the ground, and he felt like he was floating when he walked. If he wasn't careful, he'd fall. Whoa. Sorry, tummy things going on. He supported himself with the surrounding furniture all the way to the door and was about to open it when he heard someone say quietly, "Your Highness, too much medicine will be harmful to your body. Please think it over again." Yes, the servant understands. I won't say anything, and I won't let the consort know. Huh? Liu had already noticed that it was Prince Jing and a servant discussing something outside. Usually, he wouldn't keep listening if it was something he shouldn't be listening to, but suddenly hearing, "I won't let the consort know," made him feel a bit awkward. Deciding not to listen was different from keeping something from him actively, and it seemed like Prince Jing was hiding the fact that he was taking medicine from him, and that he had done so before. He had to be on his guard a bit. Liu opened the door crack slightly and saw a shocking scene. Prince Jing took a bowl filled with dark liquid from a guard dressed in black and downed it without looking. After he finished, he coughed a couple of times, wiped his lips, and gestured for the guard to leave. From what the guard said, Liu pieced together that Prince Jing was taking medicine, but he didn't know what kind of medicine, and it could harm him if he took too much. After fighting a lengthy battle, his fish mind was filled with filth. He couldn't help but wonder if it was an aphrodisiac. Could it be that his husband was almost wrung dry and he had to use medicine to keep it up? He and Prince Jing had a great relationship, and their married life was peaceful. They always did it naturally, going with the flow. Could it be that it was actually difficult for Prince Jing and he had to rely on drugs to keep up with him? Remembering Prince Jing's weak steps just now, Liu did think it was a bit suspicious. He'd heard that when it came to these kinds of men's health issues, outer appearances had no bearing on it. Those who looked fine might still suffer from these problems. From emperors to commoners, the issue seemed to affect everyone equally. Oh, this fish. If that was the case, then it was no wonder Prince Jing wanted to hide it from him. After all, men could be incompetent in front of anyone but their spouse, especially this type of incompetence. Liu couldn't keep thinking about this. Prince Jing was about to come back. He could lie back down on the bed and pretend he didn't know anything, but something like this couldn't be hidden forever. He was more concerned about whether it would cause harm to Prince Jing's body if things went on like this. Would he take more and more medicine, rely on it more and more, and become even more incompetent? No. Married life and each other's dignity were important, but his husband's health was also very important. Incompetence in this regard was a condition, and a condition must be treated. If he let it drag on for too long, it might make it even worse. He couldn't let things go on like this. He intended to try to convince Prince Jing to seek medical help as soon as possible. This is gonna go well. Liu stood in the doorway without moving. Prince Jing was slightly startled when he pushed the door open and saw him. From Liu's position and his unusually serious expression, Prince Jing seemed to understand something, and his countenance immediately darkened. Tianqi, I saw everything, Liu said nervously. Don't hide it from me. He had to come up with a gentle reason to persuade Prince Jing to see the imperial physician. It might be hard for you to talk about, but I'm more worried about your health. Prince Jing looked dejected. Perhaps he had made preparations in case Liu found out. He hesitated for a moment, then reached into his sleeve and handed Liu a note. Liu knew this was Prince Jing's explanation. He immediately opened it and read it. He felt he knew Prince Jing well after being married for over a year, and thought that Prince Jing had most likely taken medicine because of him. He couldn't let Prince Jing think that he was looking down on him in any way. Oh. He decided a long time ago that Prince Jing was more important to him than anything else. He had to make Prince Jing understand that the right thing to do was to face it together. Liu already had a plan in mind, but he suddenly stopped when he saw the words on the paper. It was a short line. He read each word carefully, but he still didn't quite understand it. Because I was born mute. Huh? What? Of course he knew that Prince Jing was mute. What did it have to do with taking medicine? Did being mute connect to how he was incompetent in that way? He'd never heard of such a thing. Liu looked back and forth between Prince Jing and the note and asked, confused, "What does this mean?" Prince Jing's expression changed from embarrassment to surprise. They both quickly realized something was off. Liu quickly whispered his suspicions about Prince Jing being incompetent in that regard, and he couldn't help but reassure him. It's not a big deal. Prince Jing rubbed the spot between his brows. He'd assumed Xiao Yu knew what was going on, but Xiao Yu had actually misunderstood. But now that Xiao Yu had already discovered that he was taking medicine, he couldn't keep hiding it. As if afraid Liu would run off, he held his hand tightly in his own. They went to the table together, and Prince Jing wrote something down. The truth was far from what Liu had thought was incompetence. It turned out that the medicine Prince Jing took wasn't to help with incompetence or to fix it, but for prevention. A contraception? Liu suddenly realized this must be the case. He couldn't help but feel angry at being deceived. No wonder there were no results, even though he'd been trying so hard for another child. Had he been doing useless work this whole time? Why? You know I want a daughter, but why? Prince Jing gripped his hand even tighter and glanced at the note. Because of this? Liu was so upset that he picked up the note angrily and read it again in front of Prince Jing. Prince Jing's body shuddered, and when Liu read those couple of words, he closed his eyes as if he was in pain. Liu's chest felt like it had been hit. You and me both, buddy. When he returned to his senses, he realized what he was reading. Because I was born mute. Born mute. Born mute. The belated epiphany came. Liu finally understood. You're afraid? Liu let go of the note, trembling, and slowly fell back into the chair. Prince Jing was born mute. Since he was born that way, it was very likely that it would be passed on to their children. He took contraceptive medicine because he was worried about this. But Daobao and the others are fine. You didn't... As Liu spoke, he realized that Daobao and the others were different. He wasn't aware when he got pregnant, and Prince Jing even less so. Who would have thought that two men could get pregnant? Me, I would have thought. I thought this whole time. I was waiting for it this whole... Okay, anyway. Naturally, they didn't try to prevent it, so he got pregnant and gave birth. At the time, he took a risk that he didn't even know about. What would he do if Dabao or one of the others had inherited Prince Jing's muteness? That was a possibility that was painful to consider. Luckily, their 4 children were fine, but what about in the future? Prince Jing had taken measures against it, so Liu never received any system notifications. He wanted a daughter, but it was impossible to get pregnant. I'm sorry, Prince Jing wrote. I asked the imperial physician and Lao Kong as well. The imperial physician said that just because these 4 children were fine, doesn't mean that future ones would be. Lao Kong said that even though you're a carp spirit, the children are also mine. Since the children could look at him, there was a possibility that they could be mute as well. Prince Jing had no way to guarantee that their future children wouldn't be mute, so he could only make sure that they had no more children. He silently wrote, "Not being able to speak is painful." Instead of letting a child suffer a painful life after being born, why let a child lead such a painful life in the first place? Liu was stunned and speechless. Just a couple of calm lines revealed the pain Prince Jing had deep in his heart and had never spoken about. Prince Jing couldn't speak, and who knew this pain better than he did? He knew it well. He didn't want his children to go through it. They couldn't take the risk even if there was the slightest possibility, because if Liu got pregnant again, they wouldn't give up the child. Not getting pregnant was the only way to cut off all possibilities. Prince Jing, seeing how Liu didn't react, almost couldn't control the panic and anxiety he felt. He started writing more apologies, and Liu's vision started to blur as he stared at the ever-increasing line of sorries. Stop it! Stop it! No, no, no. No, no, no. Don't make me cry and make my nose even more stuffy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ay. Fuck you. Oh my god. It was... Sorry. Oh my god. It was disappointing that he couldn't have a cute daughter or any more children in the future, but Prince Jing's concerns were reasonable. He was thinking of the children too, and Prince Jing was an innocent victim. He shouldn't have to apologize like this. Liu stopped his hand and prevented him from writing anymore. He said sternly, he said seriously, "This isn't your fault. Don't think that. Look, Tianqi, 4 children are enough for us." Liu choked. "It's my fault. I didn't know that you were suffering." Prince Jing's inability to speak meant he didn't show much emotion. Liu had mistakenly assumed that, with the protagonist halo and the Tyrant character setting, he just had a cold temperament and didn't suffer too much for his condition. Liu spent so much time with him and was so accustomed to it that he would even sometimes forget Prince Jing was mute. In the novel, it had just been a character trait. Suffering was a type of weakness, and the male protagonist couldn't have that. But how could the real Prince Jing be emotionless? He was a living person after all. Liu ached for him. He pushed aside the paper with all the sorries, threw himself into Prince Jing's arms, and burst into sobs. "I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I should have realized sooner." Prince Jing hugged him hurriedly, the rims of his eyes red. He wrote in Liu's palm, "You're wonderful. With you here, I'm not in pain." Shut up! God. Liu cried so hard that he hiccuped a couple of times, and his legs were still somewhat sore and numb. He sat down on Prince Jing's legs and glared at him fiercely with eyes as red as a white rabbit's. That's so cute. He wasn't intimidating at all. You're not allowed to take medicine secretly anymore. Liu started to lecture his husband. This type of medicine shouldn't be taken so casually. What if you become impotent? Yeah, that's how you say that. What? Hello? Actually, Prince Jing had asked his servants who were skilled in medicine to take a look at the prescription, and it was fine. But he would listen to whatever Xiao Yu said. He couldn't become impotent. What is wrong with me? He couldn't become impotent, and he didn't want to either. He nodded in agreement. Since Xiao Yu was in the loop now, they could use other forms of contraception, as long as Xiao Yu didn't mind it. Liu thought about it carefully, and sure enough, he came up with something. Liu! Liu! His hot lips came close to whisper in Prince Jing's ear. Tianqi, I have an idea. Prince Jing listened, half amused and half expectant. Liu chuckled and said, Why don't you just not come in the future? Not going in at all wasn't an option. Mans can't get cream pie anymore. So sad. So sad. We know how much you love that, Liu. Oh my god. They're so... Okay, that's the end of that chapter, if you didn't know. The next chapter is called Pet Fish, Pet Ducks. And I have to take a short break here and go feed my dogs, because they're probably crying right now. I gotta go do that. Then I'll run an ad break in the meantime. But yeah, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, hopefully, depending on how long the dogs take. Oh my god, just let that sink in for a while, okay? Okay, BRB. Alright, I'm back. The dogs are fed. Time to read another chapter. Oh my god. I'm taking a little stretch break first. How is everyone today? Oh my god. How are we? I didn't even drink that much tea yet. You know, I got Love and Deep Space I got Love and Deep Space plushies, and they're so cute. I got my Xavier, I got my Raphael, I got Silas, I got Caleb, I got Zane, but I gave Zane to my friend because that's their guy. That's him. It's weird because I can't I can't main Zane because that's their main. Not that I want to leave Raphael, but you know, it's just a little weird. Anyway, enough of the Love and Deep Space talk. Chapter. Hang on. Do I hear some tippy tappies? Nope, he's going away. Okay, never mind. Chapter 112. It's called Pet Fish, Pet Ducks. I'm excited to read this. Let's see. How many pages this is? About 10 pages. And the next one is also about 10 pages, isn't it? Isn't it? But it has an illustration, so maybe it's... No, that is about 10 pages. Oh wait, the last chapter is really short though. Maybe we can get through all of it today. Okay, let's see. Let's get comfortable so we don't break our backs. After Prince Jing returned to the capital, the emperor started to rely on him more. Prince Jing was the D-son, and he'd achieved great feats on the Western Front. So though he couldn't speak, the court officials didn't say much in opposition. The sixth prince had no conception. No, what am I saying? The sixth prince had no competition to speak of only a little while ago, but now, having been reprimanded. Well, time to reset my brain. Beep bop, beep bop. But now, having been reprimanded by the emperor for the bribery case, he rarely appeared in public anymore. He chose to keep his head down, which was making several court officials who supported him begin to hesitate. These officials had originally supported the third prince. When the sixth prince started becoming more prominent, they had even tried to claim that the third prince and the sixth prince were on the same side. Now that the third prince was no longer favored, these officials had never spoken a single sentence more on behalf of the third prince and gone straight to supporting the sixth prince. They were only fence sitters after all, so it was typical for them to randomly swap sides. The sixth prince had his own plans. He couldn't be bothered with appeasing these officials right now. Sorry, don't do that. Prince Jing had moved to center stage. Not only did they have political achievements. What am I saying? Not only did he have Not only did he have political achievements, he'd also gained the emperor's support through his sons. Comparing it to Lady Liang's prophecy, the sixth prince could clearly tell that the emperor favored Prince Jing. If he took the initiative to compete with Prince Jing, he would be following in the third prince's footsteps and make the emperor dislike him. But if he pretended to be weak and bided his time to find Prince Jing's mistakes, so that Prince Jing lost the emperor's favor, then the emperor would naturally turn toward him. As for Prince Jing's mistakes, he was quite sure he'd already found one. Consort Jiang had found a couple of assistants. What? Yeah, of assistants for him, distant relatives of the Jiang family. The sixth prince could trust them, so he secretly sent one of the more capable ones to verify his suspicions and hopefully gather some evidence. On the outside, the sixth prince looked quiet and obedient, as if Prince Jing becoming more influential was no problem for him. But he was just waiting for confirmation. Once he had it, he would take him down in one strike. So funny you say that because you're just so fucking wrong. You're just so fucking wrong. And you sound so dumb right now. Oh, you sound so dumb right now. The wet nurse to the 4 young children, Madame Qin, had run into some trouble. Her son had lost a lot of money in an investment and was chased back to his home by debt collectors. Madame Qin had already given them all of her savings, but it wasn't enough. She had been looking dejected for the past few days and was inevitably a bit neglectful when taking care of the children. She made a lot of mistakes, and though they weren't huge mistakes, it was enough for Prince Jing. Uh-oh. She knew she had erred, and she knelt to beg Prince Jing to not let her go from the palace. As long as she had this job, the manor would take care of her, and her whole family wouldn't have to worry for the rest of their lives. But if she was chased out, she would have nothing left. Okay. This is just changing the whole, like, that was such a drastic scene change, but okay. Madame Qin was one of the people serving Liu, so Prince Jing looked to Liu for his input. Though Liu was a consort, he was usually a bit lazy and didn't ask after the manor's affairs. Prince Jing wanted to help Liu cultivate some authority and respect, but when he thought of what had happened with Auntie Shu, he didn't think that was a realistic expectation for Liu. Prince Jing could essentially guess what Xiaoyu would do, so he might as well let Xiaoyu collect some good karma. Prince Jing handed the reins over to Liu. Liu took the olive branch he offered. The fishy consort didn't really want to manage anything. Because power and status often turned couples against one another, Liu thought that staying away from power would lengthen their relationship, but the fish scamming system had given him the quest, share the country, so he couldn't just keep loafing around. like a kitty cat. Since he couldn't hide, then he should face it bravely. Liu took one tiny step in the direction of being the lady of the house, trying it out carefully. He would start with Madame Chin. The manor had clear rules, so it was easy to follow them and hard to make mistakes. Liu remembered that Madame Chin had a good temper and was quite meticulous, so why did she keep messing up? Is something wrong? Liu asked patiently. Why do you keep making mistakes? Madame Chin felt her nose sting. She was just a servant, and the children didn't need her milk anymore. Oh, sorry, I felt my nose sting right as she did. I've got sniffles, and even though I took my meds, it's still happening. Those won't be the only things. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Oh, yeah. That's my mod. Oh my god. She was just the consort only needed her help. The consort only needed her to help look after and play with the children. In all honesty, she didn't have much work to do every day, even though she was still being paid a wet nurse's salary. The fact that she kept making mistakes in spite of this made her feel extremely ashamed to face the consort. But not only did the consort not seem to mind, he asked her what was wrong. Even if she lost all her dignity, she couldn't keep it in anymore. She broke down and cried, telling him everything that had happened with her son. Liu asked for the amount, and Madame Chin stated a large sum of money. Liu thought for a moment. There is an easy solution, he decided. Since you're Dabao and the others is wet nurse, the manor will always support you. We can give you this amount of money right away and deduct a portion of it from your monthly salary. Liu meant that he would lend money to her on behalf of the manor and have her repay some of it every month. He might not have an eye for antiques, but he knew that his husband, who gave him a bunch of priceless gems to play with, was very rich. That amount of money wasn't much to Prince Jing, but to Madame Chin it was life-saving money. Saving a life was better than honoring someone with a grave after the fact. True. And he wasn't giving it to her for nothing. It was essentially an interest-free loan. Since she would pay back some of it every month, Madame Chin had no need to be troubled or feel embarrassed. Prince Jing had given him the full authority to handle this matter, so it would have been simple enough for him to ask Prince Jing to immediately pay off the debt. However, he felt that now that he was the consort, he had to give it some more thought and consider the case more carefully. Madame Chin had made mistakes, so it wasn't fair or right that she repaid her So it wasn't fair or right if he just repaid her debt. What would the other servants think? That they could take advantage of him by making mistakes? Compared to whom to help and how to help, the manor's authority was still very important. That was why he chose to lend her money instead. The manor wouldn't lose anything, and Madame Chin would be overcoming this difficulty on her own. Meanwhile, outsiders would see the humanity of Prince Jing's manor. Madame Chin was overjoyed with this arrangement and wrote a promissory note on the spot. After Liu and Prince Jing took a look at it, Liu had Wang Ji file it away. Liu glanced at Prince Jing and added, "If others in the manor have similar difficulties, please tell His Highness, and he will make the proper arrangements." Prince Jing unconsciously curled his lips into a smile. He'd wanted to give his consort a chance to cultivate some authority through his actions, through this incident, but his consort gave the chance to him instead. Cool. Wang Ji felt quite sure that this was for Prince Jing's sake. To the rest of the country, Prince Jing had a reputation for being strict and harsh. It hadn't mattered much in the past, but now that the emperor valued Prince Jing, Wang Ji was afraid that Prince Jing's reputation would be a burden. If they did have if they did as the consort said, then his reputation could become a positive one. Wang Ji expectantly waited for his master's response, and Prince Jing's glance told him, "Do it." Wang Ji made arrangements immediately. Since she had made mistakes in taking care of the children, Madame Qin still had to be punished to placate the masses. Liu had a problem with the manor's minimum 30 strokes of the board rule, though, so he wanted to take this opportunity to change that as well. In the past, he had been a lowly pet fish, so the most he could do was act cute. It wasn't particularly useful. Now that he was the consort, he had to take advantage of his new power. This guy just said that he didn't want any power. Oi. Tianqi, let's make some small adjustments, Liu discussed quietly with Prince Jing. The first offense will incur 10 strokes, while the next one will incur 30. How does that sound? At first he wanted to cut it down to 15, but he was afraid that if he directly said 15, Prince Jing would think it was too large of a reduction. Liu decided to be a bit cunning and start with 10 instead. Prince Jing, of course, guessed exactly what he was thinking. He pursed his lips and wrote, 15 offense. What? First offense is 15 strokes. The next offense is leaving the manor. It was reasonable that the punishment for the next offense was higher. Liu internally put up a victory sign, but externally solemnly agreed. Madame Qin thanked him profusely and accepted her punishment. After she was struck with the board, she went to accept the money. Wang Ji Gonggong gave her some silver, and she limped out to pay the debt. When he saw her, the debt collector thought that she must have tried to steal money from her master and ended up punished. So he sneered. Look at how miserable you are, yet you still can't repay the loan. I have a way for you to get rid of that debt. Do you want to hear it? Madame Qin was holding the money. Whoa, pronunciation. Where's my pronunciation? Where's it gone? It's gone down the drain. It's gone down the drain. Tea. Madame Qin was holding the money that Wang Ji had given her, but she did want to get rid of the debt, so she thought she would hear him out and didn't let him know that she already had the money. I know you are the wet nurse at Prince Jing's manor. I want something from there. If you can get it, then I'll forgive your debt. Madame Qin's heart raced. The debt collector had heard that there were quadruplets in Prince Jing's manor, and he wanted something from the children to be made into amulets to protect a pregnant woman and her child at home. The country did have such a custom. Things like bracelets or handkerchiefs would be enough, and Madame Qin had quite a number of these things. But while she was pondering whether she should accept, the man specified, I only want a drop of blood from the eldest young master. The fuck? Oh, DNA testing. On one hand, she could repay the prince's money honestly, and on the other, she could do what this person said. She had more opportunity than most to get close to the young master, and it was just a drop of blood. It wasn't hard to get it while he was sleeping. Madame Qin hesitated. When she reached her hand into her robes and felt the money the consort had given her, she gritted her teeth. The consort had been kind enough to help her. How could she hurt the young heir in return? She didn't know what this man's intentions were, so she calmed down and decided to delay him. Oi. Sorry, I just got a sharp pain in my throat. That's fun. She said that she needed to think about it and then immediately fled back to Prince Jing's manor and knocked on the door to Prince Jing's study. The candles in the study stayed lit until late night. After she left, Wang Ji went in and didn't leave for a while. The next day, Madame Qin found the debt collector and said she was at the end of her ropes, so she was willing to help. His eyes looked triumphant. Madam Chin wanted to do it herself, but the debt collector insisted. Take me to the manor. I'll do it. She knew he didn't trust her. She had to do as she said. What? She had to do as he said. She snuck him in by pretending he was a relative who was just here to ask the manor for a job. After a couple of questions, Wang Ji agreed to let the man enter the manor. The man enter the manor. I want to know what I think. You don't even know. Ay, this guy. As soon as he entered, he was almost dazzled by all the water in the manor. Madam Chin smiled and said, His Highness loves fish, and this was prepared for Fish Master. What? For Master Fish? It doesn't matter. That's it. Blank. Blank. The man nodded indifferently. It was known in the capital that Prince Jing liked his pet fish. Prince Jing's manor was heavily guarded, and they were both patted down several times before the man was finally brought into the courtyard. For some reason, there were 2 fat ducks in this courtyard, making a racket. As the man stepped in, the 2 ducks flew toward him and started pecking at him. The man lifted his hand to hit them, but Madam Chin quickly said, You can't. This is the consort and the children's pet duck that they brought from the Western Front. If either are injured, the guards will find out. You'll be beaten if they lose a single feather. Pet fish and pet ducks? What kind of weird manner was this? It's weird, all right. The 2 Western ducks were powerful. They pecked him until it hurt. But for the sake of his plan, he just had to endure that in silence. Madam Chin slowed down and led the man to the inner room. There was a child laying on the bed, facing away from them. She quickly walked in, calling out softly, Young master. The child rolled over, still asleep. From a distance away, the man glanced at the child's face and matched it up mentally with the portrait he'd received. He was confident now. The child was about to wake up, so he quickly asked Madam Chin to lull him back to sleep again. When the child fell asleep, the man took out a handkerchief from his sleeve and put it over the child's face, holding it there for a bit. Madam Chin thought he was going to hurt the young heir, so she hurriedly rushed over to save him. The man pushed her aside and removed the handkerchief once it had been there for long enough. The handkerchief wasn't placed tightly over the child's face, so it wasn't dangerous, but there was thorn apple pollen in the handkerchief that would make a person fall unconscious. Bro, what is going on? What? Damn. Once the man saw that the child was properly asleep, he took out a silver needle with white porcelain bottle. What? And a white. What? What's happening? I don't know. Once the man saw that the child was properly asleep, he took out a silver needle and white porcelain bottle from his sleeve. And I think it's supposed to say, and a white porcelain bottle. Thank you very much. What is going on? Madam Chin collapsed to the ground, unable to look. After he'd collected the blood, the man took a silver bracelet from the child's arm and left. All of this was viewed by everyone waiting in the next room. Is he gone? Li was holding Dabao in his arms and gestured at Prince Jing. Prince Jing nodded. Dabao was sitting in his fish father's arms, afraid to even breathe too loud. He'd just seen what had happened and immediately understood what Fish Father was saying about people being scary. Dabao knew that he was still too young and couldn't do anything, though, so he simply remembered that man's face and thought he would tell Emperor Grandpa later. Aw, cute! Once Prince Jing made sure it was safe, he rang the jade bell. He rang the jade bell. Wang Ji soon brought Madam Chin in. She stood there, her eyes downcast. Prince Jing ordered Wang Ji to rip up the promissory note as a reward, and she thanked him profusely. Okay. What? Oh my god. Maybe so the baby doesn't cry. I don't know, man. The child lying on the bed, child in quotations, on the bed jumped down and joined them in the room where Prince Jing was waiting, where he took out a bottle of liquid and skillfully wiped his face. The chubby little face that had looked the same as Dabao's suddenly turned into an adult's. Even his voice became an adult's voice. This was actually a man with dwarfism, who was about the size of a child. He was a special guard under Prince Jing's command, and Prince Jing had called him over to work with Madame Qin and Wang Ji on a particular scheme. Listen, while I don't like that they used him for this, where he could have potentially been in a lot of danger, I do like that he's already a guard on his team. That's, oh my god. I love that. The guard made his greetings and raised his head. Liu's eyes shone with respect. He felt like this guard was incredibly skilled. He looked a lot like Dabao, and their differences in figure were impossible to see when he was lying down. It was more than enough to trick a man who'd never seen Dabao before and had to rely on a portrait to identify him. Did you change your appearance? Liu asked excitedly. He transmigrated, turned into a fish, and even gave birth, but he'd never thought he'd be able to witness such skills in his lifetime. The guard paused and smiled. I don't know what you mean by change. I just used some makeup. It was nothing but a small trick. Even so, that was amazing. How did you do it? Liu couldn't be stopped when he was curious. The guard was going to give him more details, but when he saw Prince Jing's darkened expression next to him, he decided instead to respectively clasp his fists together in farewell and take his leave. Yeah, fair. The distracted consort focused once again on his husband's big plan. The feeling of plotting against someone with Prince Jing was so satisfying. Oy. Sorry. Especially when the other party thought they had already won since they already had the young heir's blood. In reality, they couldn't have been more wrong. He didn't even need to think to know who had sent that man. But he was worried the Sixth Prince would suspect something. Your Highness, will he believe this? Liu asked. Yes, Prince Jing was sure. The Sixth Prince was careful and meticulous. If everything went too smoothly, he'd definitely question it. That was why Prince Jing had ordered the guards to check them over multiple times, and had even brought out the duck army to guard the family. They had pecked the man dozens of times. Things felt more real when they were more dangerous. Prince Jing knew the Sixth Prince desperately wanted to catch his mistakes, so he'd just hand one over on a silver platter. If the Sixth Prince rose to prominence again, it would be hard to deal with. But what if he knew a huge secret of Prince Jing's? Although the secret was fake, as long as the Sixth Prince believed it was real, it would work. They're scheming. Okay, guys, what do we say? Do we stop here or do we read 2 more chapters? Do we stop here or do we finish the fucking book? Ah! I don't know. I might have to get more tea. Just a bit more. It just needs to be warmer. Okay, you guys think about that. Wait, no. If I go and get more tea, then that means I'm just gonna finish it. I'm just gonna finish it. We're just gonna finish it today. Get more caffeine. Real. No, this tea is a bit astringent, so it's a little bit like it dries out my tongue a little bit, which makes pronouncing things a little difficult, but that's fine. I'm just gonna get more hot water and gonna put more hot water and honey in it. We'll be good. Maybe I'll even put another tea bag in. We'll see. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back and then we finish the book. Ah! Okay, BRB. Alright, I have more tea. It is currently brewing. I just put another a different tea bag into my leftover tea and put more water and honey. But it's probably too hot to drink right now, so let's just read a couple paragraphs while that does. I'm just so excited. Like, we still have one book left, so yeah, it's not like this is the end. Will you finish the stream? I'm gonna finish this stream best I can, unless something weird happens, which could happen because things weird happen all the time with me. But yeah, this next chapter is called Fishy Charging. Fishy Charging, chapter 113. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're fishing? Nice. Yeah. Yeah, pog. Pog. Alright, everyone, stretch it out. Let's do some stretches. Ugh. Oh my god, my babies are so cute! I now have Love Space plushies as long as Scum Villain plushies. I have Bingcho and Moshang. They're so cute. I put Xavier. No. I put Silas and Caleb in my. I have an Ita bag that I'm making. I put them in there because for some reason they're just like smaller than the others. I don't know why. They're just smaller and they actually fit. I have to stuff them in there, but like why is Caleb tiny compared to the others? He's the biggest one in canon. Anyway. Chapter 113. Fishy Charging. Why did the Sixth Prince need Dabao's blood? The technology of ancient times was not as good as that of modern times, so what use was blood? Palace novels often included scenes where they used blood to confirm the legitimacy of a child, but as a person from modern times, Liu knew that those weren't accurate. What could the Sixth Prince do with Dabao's blood? Prince Jing tapped Liu's forehead lightly and told him a secret of the royal family. The imperial physicians in the palace had their own secret methods of verifying whether or not someone was a member of the royal family through a few drops of blood. As soon as the Sixth Prince's lackey mentioned that he wanted to take some blood, Prince Jing knew that the Sixth Prince probably suspected that his children were illegitimate. Prince Jing had let him take the blood on purpose so that the Sixth Prince would think he was correct. Next, the Sixth Prince would definitely make arrangements to let the Emperor know. The crime of sullying the royal bloodline would be more than enough to make the Emperor change his attitude. But at the same time, the crime of slandering a prince was severe enough that the Sixth Prince would never escape it. Shit. Liu and Prince Jing waited patiently for the Sixth Prince to make a move, but unexpectedly he retreated again, as expected of the most patient and slippery boss. Though he'd suffered a lot of losses and faced a lot of mistakes at Prince Jing's hands, he could still keep calm and bide his time until the best moment. May he bide his time until he turns into a large turtle, Liu thought. 2 months later, the annual hunting festival was approaching. The hunting festival, as the name suggested, was a large-scale hunting event the royal family organized in ancient times. There was a well-known joke that the founder of a country was good at fighting, while the emperor who maintained it was good at hunting. It went to show how important hunting was in the emperor's career. As a relatively clear-minded monarch, the emperor was quite keen to organize hunting events to show off his prowess. So the hunting festival was created. This was a grand hunting event, and there was only one rule. Regardless of seniority or status, only the results mattered. The emperor usually led a group of royal children in a fierce competition against the civil and military officials for the best prey. Those who ranked highly would receive praise and rewards from the emperor, and those who performed outstandingly would receive promotions, even if they were from a humble background. The hunting festival was basically a shortcut to success. Everyone knew that if you performed well, the emperor would pay attention to you. Even children as young as 7 or 8 years old would bravely pick up their bows and arrows to rush to the grounds with everyone else. But there were some who didn't want to participate in this event that everyone else enjoyed. Prince Jing rarely went hunting. In the hunting festivals of previous years, he always stayed in his manor instead. Usually, Ye Qinghwan would go on Prince Jing's behalf, to just go through the motions. Truthfully, Prince Jing's actions were understandable. After all, what was the point of a prince with a disability making an outstanding show of for himself? Nobody considered it rude that he didn't go. Instead, they thought it was how things should be. The emperor never said much about it either. Let me check on my tea. Should be good by now. I only filled it like halfway with hot water. Maybe 2/3. Interesting flavor combination. Where the fuck was I? Where was I? Okay. Though seniority didn't matter in a hunting festival, the emperor still took first place every year. In the past, second place had usually gone to the second prince, or sometimes the third prince. It wasn't really a surprise, the ranks further down were the ones people fought over. But the situation had changed drastically this year. The second prince had gone insane, and the third prince was abandoned, and the sixth prince was a dark horse who'd made a breakthrough. Everything seemed to be settled, but then Prince Jing, who was not at all preferred and should never have been an option for crown prince, went to the Western Front and came back, and things changed again. As the only prince in the country who had achievements in both politics and military exploits, as well as the noble status of a Disun and 4 lively, healthy Gongzi, being born, unable to speak, was no longer a big deal. Especially as Prince Jing's oldest son, who was of the emperor's favorites. Every time Dabao entered the palace, he would sit directly in the emperor's lap. All of these were clear signs of Prince Jing's sudden rise to prominence. Though there was a saying that princes were not easily given the title of prince, it was difficult to tell who had lost favor permanently as opposed to a brief fall. It was obvious when you compared him to the Marquis of Ping and the Marquis of An. Prince Jing's title was perhaps special and indicated his place as the emperor's favorite. I don't think I like that. The tea is weird. Clever people would quietly pay attention to the rankings of this hunting festival, as once the rankings were determined, it might be obvious who was going to become the crown prince. Even the emperor was looking forward to it, but Prince Jing, who rarely participated, still said that he didn't want to join this year, and planned to stay in the manor with his consort and play with the children. The emperor couldn't let things go on like this. He'd seen the battle reports from the western border. He knew that Prince Jing could lead troops and even fight bandits. What was wrong with some hunting? With a darkened expression, the emperor ordered head eunuch Luo to send the message that no matter what, Prince Jing must participate in the hunting festival and was not allowed to shirk that responsibility. Prince Jing had no choice but to head to the hunting grounds with Liu. They were afraid that something would happen to the children if they were left at the manor, so after some discussion, they decided to take them all along. There would be imperial guards to keep them safe at the hunting grounds. Prince Jing would also bring enough people to look after the children, and since they couldn't really walk yet, there was no danger of them running around when they got there. With the children's whereabouts decided, all that was left was to prepare. There were special robes for hunting. Prince Jing made Liu a set of white riding robes with gold hems in advance. It was a proper, narrowed sleeve, short outfit that looked quite dashing. As soon as he put it on, Liu thought he was so handsome that he nagged Prince Jing to wear a matching one. He was drooling at the thought. Hi, Poppy. How are you? I'm good. He was drooling at the thought, me too. A prince and his consort had to wear matching clothes for such an occasion. At Liu's encouragement, Prince Jing didn't just have an outfit made for himself. He also commissioned little riding clothes for the 4 children. Of course he did, because he has the Best Dad Award. So cute. When the hunting festival rolled around, Prince Jing put on his matching set of black riding robes with a jasper belt around his waist and a violet gold hairpiece. With his handsome face and upright, attractive figure, he and Liu were truly a match made in heaven. The handsome, attractive riding outfits the adults wore were shrunken down for the 4 children, making them look round and cute. Daba was wearing a little golden riding set and little leather boots. His round body made the clothes bulge, and he wobbled dreadfully with every step, making Liu nervous. He could already stumble around on his legs and say a couple of words at a time, slowly but clearly. The imperial physician and wet nurse both said that the boys usually started talking later than this, so the little heir was already doing very well. Erbao and Sanbao were wearing riding sets of gold mixed with silver. They couldn't walk yet, and they couldn't talk as well as Dabao could either. Dabao held onto the wall and started to move, but Erbao and Sanbao rolled on the ground like 2 shining balls and clung to Dabao's boots, insisting that he drag them along with him. So fucking cute! Oh my god. Just admiring your beautiful voice. Thank you. Oh my god. They're so cute. I can't deal with them. Every time they come up. Dabao didn't treat the 2 with disdain. His little face showed a seriousness that was inconsistent with his age, and he raised his stubby legs to step forward with all his might. But he still couldn't move. Liu and Prince Jing both laughed. Sabao, who was wearing a handsome black riding set with silver trim, sat in his fish father's arms and giggled non-stop. But his great joy ended up bringing him sorrow. As he laughed, Liu blinked at him and put him down. Scatterbrained Sabao was the one least interested in his human form, and he felt the same way about walking. Aww. Compared to Dabao's seriousness, Sabao put in almost no effort. He let the soles of his feet touch the ground for just a moment and then plopped onto the ground with his butt, reaching his arms out and crying, "Ah!" for his fish father to carry him again. Now that Liu had put him down, he wasn't going to pick him back up again. Sabao stared at him with his eyes that looked like Liu's, then copied Erbao and Sanbao by holding onto Dabao's legs. Poor Dabao. This poor baby. The oldest sibling syndrome hit him so early. So early, this poor guy. Dabao had suddenly gained another brother as a pendant. Liu laughed. Wang Ji had already brought the horse over, and Prince Jing put the children in the carriage first. Wang Gonggong was in charge of taking care of them, so when the children were safely in the carriage, Prince Jing, in a good mood, pulled his consort onto his horse and wrapped his arms around him, slowly trotting beside the carriage. Liu kept mumbling that sitting in the front made him look childish, but when the horse started running, he screamed immediately. When they arrived, Prince Jing and his family first headed to the dragon tent to greet the emperor. The emperor was quite satisfied with how tactful Prince Jing was and whispered a few sentences to him. This was the first time Liu had participated in such a large-scale event. To avoid any mistakes, he stood politely behind Prince Jing. The Emperor gave him a few words of encouragement as well. He seemed very wise and powerful at the moment, but when he saw the children wearing neat riding sets beside Liu's legs, his demeanor changed. He couldn't help but laugh out loud. Davao, are you going to hunt today as well? The regal emperor transformed into a kind grandpa. He scooped Davao up with one arm, smiling. Grandpa, hunting! Davao said crisply. Once Davao learned how to talk, Liu had tried to teach him the proper way to address the emperor, but grandfather was still difficult for the children to say. The emperor used this as an excuse to permit Davao to keep calling him grandpa. He thought it made them seem closer. That's so cute. The emperor was happy that Davao knew to be ambitious at such a young age, and had a thought to teach Davao archery himself. But such a small child didn't have the arm strength to hold a bow. The emperor ordered Lo Rusheng to find a slingshot and swapped archery for shooting. Davao's chubby hands fiddled with the string, not knowing what to do. The emperor stroked his beard and was about to teach him how to use it when he remembered that his son, Prince Jing, was still waiting for him. Without the emperor's permission, Prince Jing could not move. You can go. If you don't place well, don't come back to see me, the emperor ordered, expectantly. Prince Jing nodded and met Liu's gaze. The emperor's edict for them to participate in the hunting festival had come unexpectedly, and Liu didn't know how to ride a horse. Prince Jing gave him a few last-minute lessons, but Liu still wasn't very good at it, so it wasn't likely that he would achieve much this time. And the children had come as well, so one of them had to look after them. They couldn't both hunt. They'd heard that the sixth prince had arrived before them, and had already been at the hunting grounds for an hour. He had gathered a lot of game and was among the highest ranked so far. The fuck-ass sixth prince, we don't care about him. Tianqi, don't worry, go ahead. Liu cheered for his husband, encouraging him on his way out hunting. Show him what you've got. Prince Jing nodded and pulled Liu into his arms to rub his head, not caring who was nearby. Liu took the chance to be a little lovey-dovey with him, then giddily returned to the tent to sit in a lesser priority position near the emperor. He listened to the guards' reports. Sometimes the sixth prince would catch something, and other times Prince Jing would. The sixth prince was way ahead at first, but Prince Jing caught up quickly and closed the gap. The first animal Prince Jing caught was a white rabbit. It was still alive, with only the skin on its legs damaged by an arrow. The emperor's mouth twitched as he looked at it, and he asked Liu to take care of it. The children all started to clap. Wabbit! Ervao and Sanbao said, laughing. Sibao reached for it. Wait, okay. Wait, I did a wabbit for the other kids, but they actually pronounced the R. And they said rabbit. But Sibao reached for it. Wabbit! Sibao was always a little slower. And this was one of the rare moments where he spoke a word clearly. The children surrounded the snow-white rabbit, clearly enjoying it. Liu was suddenly brought back to the time the ducks had entered the house for the first time. Prince Jing must have done it on purpose. What was he supposed to do with such a cutie? Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's so fucking gross. Liu happily asked Wang Gong to bandage the rabbit's leg. It looked like there'd be another pet to add to the pet fish and pet ducks in the manor. Hey, by the way, you shouldn't just get one rabbit if you can help it. Rabbits can be very, very lonely. They're social creatures, so they can die from loneliness, just by the way. I hope they catch another one. The results of the hunt wouldn't be available for a while, and the emperor got tired of listening to reports, so he started teaching Dabao how to use a slingshot. A slingshot needed pellets, since it'd be useless to just pull the string, but the usual pellets were made of either iron or stone, which were too dangerous for children to play with. The emperor, who often heard Prince Jing praise Liu, asked Liu to think of something. Liu was quite clever. He tore a piece of paper up and scrunched it into a ball. That wouldn't hurt if it hit someone. Pellets acquired, the Emperor held Dabao's soft little hand as they both pulled on the string, then let go. The paper ball flew out and lightly bounced off head eunuch Luo, who was trying to inquire for updates. Luo Rusheng turned around confused. The Emperor and Dabao wore perfectly innocent expressions on their face. Don't look at me, I didn't do it. Fucking hell. That's so fucking cute. Liu couldn't hold back his giggle. There wasn't anything big going on here with the Emperor, so he was mostly preoccupied with Prince Jing. The guards had come to report several times. The sixth prince was always ahead. At one point, Prince Jing almost caught up, but the gap had widened again. Liu couldn't look too anxious in front of the Emperor, but he was worried for Prince Jing the entire time. Unthinkingly, he walked to the front of the tent and looked for Prince Jing among the participants. He found him quickly. Prince Jing was riding a horse and looked exhausted. He lowered his head and wiped the sweat from his forehead. There was a bunch of prey hanging from the horse's back. Oh my god, okay. Liu felt sorry for him. Because of a single sentence from the Emperor, he had gone to such great lengths to prove himself. Liu watched him from a distance. Suddenly, Prince Jing seemed to hear his thoughts and turned his gaze to Liu. His lips curved into a smile and he galloped toward Liu, arriving in front of him in an instant. He pulled Liu onto the horse, holding the reins with one hand and hugged him tightly with the other. He covered Liu's lips with his own, not allowing for any resistance. Liu was instantly surrounded by his hot, familiar breath. Startled, he tried to softly push him away, but it was no use. Instead, he passionately kissed him back. And then all the other pages is an illustration of them. They're so cute. They're just on the horse and kissing. They're just kissing because they're married. Because they're married and they have kids. And they're so cute. Oh my fucking god. This is the fucking most adorable illustration I have ever seen. I gotta go fangirl. Fangirl? Well, that just came out of me. I gotta go fanboy. I just misgendered myself. I gotta go fanboy to the artist who does these. Oh my god. They're on Twitter and Blue Sky, by the way. Like, they're just there. They're just out here drawing these. Man, switch the sides for a bit. It's just when you grow up as a fangirl, that lingo kind of doesn't leave you for a while. That's all. Oh my god. When the kiss had ended, Prince Jing nuzzled his neck contentedly and put him down. Now he seemed to be possessed by the god of war. Full of energy, he raised his riding crop in the air, galloping back to the competition. Seriously, did you think Liu was a battery pack or something? Oh, cute! Oh my god. Feeling invigorated, Liu snuck back to his seat quietly, blushing. The Emperor was still teaching Dabao how to use the slingshot, and Wang Ji was watching Erbao, Sanbao, and Sibao play with the rabbit. Nobody should have noticed that. Only a while later, he heard the guards report that the number of Prince Jing's catches had surpassed the 6 princes. Yippee! Kiss ended when's that? An hour? Well, kiss ended after an hour is what you're saying. Oh my god. Hello, Cookie. Welcome. Yeah, it's great. I love it here. I love it here. That's the end of that chapter, by the way. We have one chapter left. One chapter left, and it's like 3 fucking pages long. Okay, well, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. It's so good. I love this. I can't deal with this. He just charged him. He just stopped by and be like, okay, can I have a kiss? Okay, great, thanks. I'm fully charged now. Let's go. And then he left. And then he got more. It's so fucking cute. This tea is so weird. I don't know. It's like there's barely any black tea left, but I can still taste the black tea, so it's a bit like savory or whatever you would say black tea is. But then I added like a non-caffeinated tea, which is often with fruit teas, they're often more sour than they really need to be. But I like that. But the combination is weird. Anyway, one chapter left. One chapter left. Why is tea caffeinated? I don't know. Most tea has well, not most tea. It's just green tea, black tea, oolong tea. The common teas are caffeinated. Isn't that reverse of what tea should be? Not really. I mean, there's caffeinated tea and then there's just like general tea. That is just boiled stuff. Stuff boiled. Mostly sweet stuff boiled. Anyway, chapter 114. Page 379. Last chapter. Fish feeding. Fish feeding. Fish feeding. Are we ready? Are we ready, son? I'm ready. Oh no. Gonna have to wait for the next book. No. It's already releasing soon, so I don't have to wait that long, I know. But still. All right. Oh, here we go. After the hunting ended, Prince Jing returned along with the Sixth Prince. No matter how good the Sixth Prince usually was at acting, he almost lost control of his expression when he found out he'd been beaten by a mute. In the past, when the Third Prince had been present for events like this, at most he was just the Third Prince's wingman. He was actually a good hunter, but he never dared show off in case the Third Prince became suspicious. Now he was finally able to show off a little, but to his surprise, Prince Jing just had to come. Prince Jing's been coming all right. Sorry. I'm just thinking about the other chapters. Most people didn't know that the Sixth Prince was good at hunting, and the Sixth Prince didn't know that Prince Jing was skilled either. After all, Prince Jing had never participated in the hunting festival before. To ensure he placed well, the Sixth Prince had arrived very early, and was the first one to rush out when the drums and fanfare started. Unlike Prince Jing, who took his time getting to the hunting grounds with his entire family after everyone else had already started ages ago. Oh, he's just that good. There was no rule that said everyone had to start at the same time, just that the total amount of prey taken down determined their ranking. Even if someone arrived late, they could still rank high as long as they were skilled. That was, of course, the ideal situation. But it had never really happened before, because arriving late would lose the opportunity and affect their morale. However, even though Prince Jing started only halfway through the competition, the Sixth Prince found that any time he relaxed even a little bit, Prince Jing kept catching up. The Sixth Prince was already tired, and Prince Jing wasn't in much better condition. Since most of the game had already been caught and Prince Jing had to work harder to find new quarry, his progress slowed a bit. The Sixth Prince was sure that his rival wouldn't be able to surpass him. But then, through some unknown means, Prince Jing suddenly started glowing with energy, while the Sixth Prince could barely lift his bow anymore. Prince Jing caught more game, claiming one target after another. The Sixth Prince gave it one last try, but in the final moments of the competition, it was as if Prince Jing had received help from a god, and ended up with more game, even though the Sixth Prince had started a full hour earlier. The Sixth Prince felt humiliated. It seemed like he wasn't that great at hunting, after all. Wow. Fifth royal brother is truly a latecomer that came out on top and stole the show, the Sixth Prince said in a strong tone as he entered the tent. Prince Jing didn't even look at him as he strode to the emperor to greet him and report his achievements. The emperor was extremely satisfied with this result. As expected, Prince Jing didn't disappoint him. Even though he had been given a near impossible mission, he'd surpassed the Sixth Prince and ranked right below a battle-hardened general. The Emperor realized now that Prince Jing had never been bad at hunting. The reason he had never joined the hunting festival in previous years was most likely so he could conceal his skills. He wanted to praise him, and he felt some complicated emotions over all this, and he only said lightly, "You can sit." Prince Jing bowed and returned to Liu's side without any arrogance. God, I love him! I love him so much! Liu's lips were red and moist, and his gaze was charming. This couple, who had just recharged the batteries, still remembered the passionate kiss from before. They couldn't say anything in front of the Emperor, though, so they just locked eyes for a moment before Prince Jing smiled and touched Liu's hand under their sleeves, intertwining their fingers. These bitches are fucking gay! The Emperor was sitting on the dragon throne, and from above he could see Prince Jing and his consort's interactions. He found it both funny and cute. He turned to the Sixth Prince and said, "Tianshao, you did pretty well, better than I expected." The Emperor wasn't lying. The Sixth Prince's performance had been impressive, completely different from his previous showings. Unfortunately, though, he still couldn't beat Prince Jing. The Sixth Prince's strange attitude immediately vanished when the Emperor addressed him. I'm still a long way behind Fifth Royal Brother," he said humbly. "I'll work harder in the future." The Emperor nodded and told the Sixth Prince to sit down as well. Next to the Sixth Prince was his consort, who was pregnant and showing a little bit. She'd been suffering from morning sickness recently, so she was a little tired. When the Sixth Prince had arrived at the hunting ground this morning, he'd handed her off to Consort Jiang and didn't even look back. Lady Liang wasn't feeling well and had been worried about her husband, so she looked even worse for wear. Consort Jiang wasn't the nursing type. After she'd looked after, in quotations, her daughter-in-law for a bit. What is going on? After she'd looked after her daughter-in-law for a bit, but Lady Liang was still unwell. Consort Jiang assumed that she was just playing it up because she was pregnant, so she didn't really want to pay any more attention to her. What do you mean playing it up because she was pregnant? What do you mean? That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's stupid. The Sixth Prince came back exhausted and upset, only to see a pained expression on his wife's face. He didn't get angry, but he didn't offer her any words of comfort either, so her expression became even gloomier. Though they were seated physically close to each other, that seemed to be the only way they were close. The Emperor was a little annoyed by the sweet demonstrations of love between Prince Jing and his consort, but when he looked at the Sixth Prince with his consort, he felt uncomfortable instead. But the Emperor didn't want to interfere with his son's family affairs, so he ordered the servants to bring in all the game from the hunting festival. The meat had been roasted by the imperial chef and cut into pieces, waiting on silver plates for the Emperor to hand out as rewards. There was a trick to this. Usually, the festival's participants would offer their first catch to the Emperor. If the choice was good, they could earn the Emperor's favor, and the Emperor would reward the cooked meat back to them. The general, who'd ranked just above Prince Jing, had presented a deer, and the Sixth Prince presented a hawk. Though the Sixth Prince hadn't beaten Prince Jing, the hawk still gave him bonus points when it was brought to the table. The Emperor rewarded the general with roasted venison, and the Sixth Prince with roasted hawk, but he didn't reward Prince Jing with anything. Liu kept listening, but he didn't hear his husband's name. He wondered what Prince Jing was going to offer. Liu wanted to quickly ask him, but then he remembered that Prince Jing's first catch had been a rabbit, the manor's new pet. The rabbit had been reported to the Emperor, and the Emperor had asked him to handle it. Other people had deer and hawks, but his husband offered a live rabbit. Rabbits were so cute. Liu didn't think there was anything wrong with presenting a rabbit, but the Emperor would definitely look down on it. That was why Prince Jing had been able to give his most significant catch to him and the children, to become a pet, right? Fireworks burst in Liu's chest. Just for that, when head eunuch Lo brought over a whole roast chicken, Liu picked up a huge piece of meat with his chopsticks and put it on Prince Jing's bowl. Bao, Sanbao, and Sibao picked up one roasted chicken leg together. Liu didn't help them because he wanted to see how they would try to eat it. Each children only had a small... Oh, stop! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! The children each only had a single small white tooth about the size of a grain of rice. It's like they have a fucking egg tooth. That's so cute. That's so fucking cute. Oh, an egg tooth is like when I think, is it reptiles? I don't know. Or whatever, is when they use it to bite out themselves out of the egg. That's too cute. They rubbed their singular tooth back and forth on the chicken leg for a long time without scraping off any meat at all. Meat! There was good food, but they couldn't eat it. The children were so agitated that they were about to start wailing their heads off. Liu took a small silver knife that he had prepared in advance and sliced off pieces of meat from the chicken leg, placing them on a plate. Oi. Burps. Liu had only sliced off half the meat when Prince Jing took the knife from him and started doing it himself. As expected from the tyrant male protagonist who could hunt successfully in the face of adversity. He sliced meat much faster than Liu did, and in a short while he had a full plate of meat. The three children opened their mouths wide, waiting for Daddy to feed them. Prince Jing picked up a piece with his chopsticks and was about to feed one of them when Liu hurriedly said, "Wait!" Prince Jing paused for a moment, blushing. Liu copied the children and opened his mouth wide too. Stop it! This is too fucking much! Oh, it's so gross. They're so gay. Oh my god. Don't say that. Oh my god. Ugh, fucking Liu. Look at all these baby birds. Look at all these baby birds. Prince Jing immediately understood. He couldn't help but smile when he saw the adult and three children with blinking eyes and large mouths, like chicks waiting for food. What the fuck did I just say? Without any hesitation, he fed Liu the meat that was meant for the children. Bro. Aren't they baby fish? Yeah, but still. They could be anything. God. Liu ate the meat off the silver chopsticks and glanced at the three children proudly. See? He likes me best. Shut up! Shut up, Liu! That was in his head. He didn't say it out loud, but oh my god! What a fucking bitch! Fishfather took away the fragrant meat. The children were about to cry. Liu was a little embarrassed. He hurriedly stuffed some meat into Bao's mouth. The tears were still welling up in Bao's eyes, but his fat, chubby cheeks started moving up and down rapidly. Sanbao and Sibao, seeing that Bao could eat, but they couldn't, became even sadder. Liu and Prince Jing had one to feed one each, but Bao came to a strange conclusion after he ate the meat. Prince Jing gave Fish Daddy meat, and Fish Daddy gave him meat. Shouldn't he give some to Sanbao next? Bao liked Sanbao, so he nodded as if he understood. He took out a piece of saliva. Oh god. He took out a piece of saliva-covered meat and stuffed it into Sanbao's mouth. When Sanbao in turn fed another piece of saliva-covered meat to Sibao, Liu realized that the children had misunderstood something. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but he was happy that the fish children were willing to share. What is happening? They're gross. They're babies and they're gross. Babies are nasty. Did I hear that correctly? Yeah, you heard that correctly. Oh, so yucky. God. The children's loving, meat-based game of Pass the Parcel wasn't over yet. As Sabao ate, he thought of Dabao. He started yelling and pointing at him. Dabao was still sitting on the Emperor's knee. When Sabao started wailing, the Emperor noticed and waved him forward kindly. Wang Ji picked Sabao up and plopped him over. Sabao and Dabao met on the Emperor's lap. Sabao kept shouting, "Ah!" and stuffed the remaining meat into Dabao's mouth. Understanding slowly dawned on Dabao's eyes. But his brothers had already fed everyone. Who was left for him to feed? Oh my god. Oh my god. Dabao's eyes lit up. At first, the Emperor couldn't hold back his laughter as he watched. But then Dabao suddenly turned around and put the last bit of meat in the Emperor's hand. Dabao patted his hand boldly. "Grandpa, eat!" I can't deal with this. After the Emperor ascended to his position, he had given meat to countless others, but this was the first time someone had given meat to him. Though the meat had been passed around and was covered with different children's saliva, making it inedible, the Emperor was quite moved by the children's thoughtfulness. Prince Jing's children were all good children. In a fit of happiness, the Emperor gave them all a huge pot of roasted meat. They were surrounded by observant people, so as soon as the Emperor showed that he liked Prince Jing's sons, these people all started to praise the little Gongzi as well. They had practically forgotten that the sixth prince was there too, but the sixth prince just sat there eating his dinner calmly. At night, Liu and Prince Jing stayed in the tent that the Emperor had assigned to Prince Jing. Wang Ji and the 4 children slept in the next tent, only separated from Prince Jing and Liu by a curtain. The outdoors wasn't the place to talk, so Liu tried to avoid any confidential topics when he talked to Prince Jing here. They knew each other very well, though, so sometimes they could understand one another with just a gaze. Just a gaze, alright. These guys are fucking gay. They're gay and they're fucking... One more sip. One more sip because we're on the last page. After they finished getting ready for bed, they met each other's eyes. They didn't know who started it. Their lips pressed together in a oh my god, not this. Their lips pressed together in a fight for dominance. Prince Jing picked Liu up and laid him down, letting him lean on his chest as he softly caressed his back. They both expected the sixth prince to make a move during the hunting festival, so Prince Jing had made preparations. But now, thanks to those preparations, they couldn't be intimate with each other yet. Liu lay drowsily on Prince Jing and fell asleep for a while. Then, outside the tent, there was a small, snapping sound. Someone yelled, "Assassin!" and Liu immediately opened his eyes, turned over, and got up. He and Prince Jing were still wearing their robes under the blanket. They had both been waiting for this moment. Are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with me? That's the end? That's where we're ending? Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. What? Fuck that. What do you mean? What do you mean that's the end? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean that's the end? I don't understand. I'm gonna look up 7 Seas real quick. On my phone. I need to know when the next book is coming out. Actually, when is the next book coming out? 7 Seas. 7 Seas. 7 Seas. Entertainment. Yes, thank you. Where? Oh shit! Ballad of Sworn and Wine cover is so good. Okay, What? Ooh, what is this? Legend of Exorcist. Stop! I need to. Where is? When is it coming out? I think I have it bookmarked actually. Wait, no, I literally retweeted it on Blue Sky. Oh, I can put my book down right now. Guys, how do we feel about that ending? March 25th? How do you know that off the top of your head? What the fuck? How do you know that? Oh my god. March 25th? I can put that book away. Does that mean... Wait, okay. It's March 8th. There's like... almost 3 weeks for that. I don't want to start a different book in the meantime. Should we just... Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Should we read Scumvillain in the meantime? Oh my god. What do I do? It would be so fun to read Scumvillain though. I've read Scumvillain and listened to it like 4 times already, maybe? I have been counting. For real. But it would be fun to read it on stream, I think. It could be a good filler stuff, you know? Because, I mean, most of us, I don't know if most of us have, but, you know, I have, at least. I've read Scumvillain multiple times. I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Do we just pause reading? More number 6? Well, number 6 I do anyway on... I just do it not on stream, though. You need to read Kaleidoscope of Death? Kaleidoscope of Death? What the fuck? I've never heard of that one. Kaleidoscope... How do you fucking spell kaleidoscope? Thoughts on this one first? Rate it? Bro, this one was so good! This book was so good! We got the Empreg and the babies and the merman all in one book. That was fucking amazing! I love it so much. I don't even know what we have left for next book. For the next book, which is actually the last book as well. Hang on, I'm looking up Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope of Death. Madmore 2, exactly. We had everything. Next book is Tragedy Real. Honestly though, I think... what is going on? Gaming? What is people doing on Reddit? Yo, what is this? Oh shit, his hair is long. Ooh. Ooh. Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, this manhwa. Oh no. Okay, what I'm thinking is we do like lighthearted ones on stream. And then angsty ones I'll just upload onto my YouTube maybe? Or because okay, the ones that I'm thinking fucking meat bun books. I'm thinking Ballad of Sword and Wine. That's what it's called, right? Those are potentially very explicit, I think. I believe those are quite explicit, so I might just do like recordings of them on my own. You can use all the stars. No. No, I don't think so. But yeah, I think I'll do like PG-13 ones here. Mostly. Does anybody know if there's any smut in Peerless? I want to read Peerless. I was recommended Peerless. Ugh, I don't know. What do we do for 3 weeks? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We need a filler. We need filler. No smut imperialist. Nice. I mean, not really nice, but like convenient, I guess. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. God, I have so much energy right now. Now I have a book here. Okay, sure. Do you even know what that means when you say things like that? I sure don't. I don't know what you mean. Breaking Dawn? No. Bro, I read like... I didn't even read a full chapter of that. Of Twilight. I was bored one time and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll try reading this. Because I was at my cousin's house for the summer or whatever. And I picked it up and I was like, this is so fucking boring. It's so drab. I read half and I got bored. I know! You should check out Card for Kaleidoscope of Death. It will give you content warnings and plot and where to read. Oh, okay. Okay. Kaleidoscope. Card. Yeah, because just looking it up is like... What? What's going on here? There's like a lot of different things going on. Hang on, I want to look at the... Whoa, okay. Novel. Audio drama? Audio drama? Audio book? Live action? What? This is... I'm guessing... Wait, is this not printed? Wait. Is this just a web novel right now? Oh my god. Okay. I want to see the warnings. Blood, murder, violence, ghosts, monsters, extreme depictions of graphic gore, graphic injuries, body horror, dismemberment, mutilation, skinning, cannibalism, suicide, wrist cutting, hospitalization, car crash, corpse eaten, body slicing, rain of blades, ooh, needle, nail, fire, human skin, nausea, vomiting, mentions of claustrophobia, intrusive thoughts, implied. Oh my god! Wait, actually, at this I love content warnings because I know if I'm gonna like it or not because it sounds good. It's printed. Volume 1 is published. Oh, okay. Okay. I will consider it. I have so many books to read though. I have so many. Wait, I need a list. I actually need a list. I'm gonna write this down right now, real quick. Real quick. Sometimes writing it down with pen and paper is so much more convenient. Okay. I want to read Peerless. I want to read this because I don't know what this is about. How the fuck do you spell kaleidoscope again? Kaleidoscope of Death. That sounds good. There's also this other one that I want to read. I think it's called Don't Mess with the Puppy. But I think I'll just like record that my own time. It's because I'm reading the webcomic and it's so silly. It's so silly. It's one of my favorites right now. Anyway. Cross-dressing! Sheesh! Implied abortion. Let's go. Dread hallucinations. Damn. Gonna make coffee, BRB. Fair. Damn. Don't read this book if you are eating. Real. Oh man. Okay. Novel. What is this? JJW. Oh boy. What is this? Links to raw description. Can I buy it somewhere? I didn't know. Anyway, if anyone has recommendations for something I can read as filler. Oh, I don't know. Because it'll just be now. It'll just be for now, because then after we'll be done with this series. And then we can start a different series. Or like continue Remnants of Filth. Oh wait, no, I should probably do that off stream because it's quite not safe for work. Anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I hear that what is it called? Thousand Autumns is good too. But I think he's only disabled for a short time, which I don't like because I like it when people are disabled for a long time. I love chronic illness stories. Golden Terrace, maybe? It's really difficult to buy it because Rosemi is a Singaporean Danmei publishing company. Oh, interesting. Oh, I can't get that at Barnes & Noble, can I? Golden Terrace? Golden Terrace. I've heard of this one. Golden Terrace. Nope. It's just like pictures. Novel? Oh, hang on. It is so hot. I need to turn the heater off. Bro, what? Why is it so hot? What can you get Golden Terrace? Wait. Sheesh. Sheesh. Ballad of Sword and Wine. Yippee. Whenever I see fan art of some Danmei guys that I don't know, I'm like, oh, who are you? I need to be filled in on this. I need to be filled in on this. What is going on? What is going on? Anyway. Bro, it's been 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. I rarely stream for this long in reading streams, but I feel good. I feel good. I think it's the caffeine. I think it's the caffeine and the fact that it's morning. Oh man. We cannot get Golden Terrace, the publishing company closed out. What? What? What do you mean? Does it not exist anywhere? I mean, there's a link on Amazon for it right now. But does that mean there's no more volumes being published? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's reselling for a very high price. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Why is it $300 fucking dollars? Huh? What the fuck? Why is that 300? That's insane. That's insane and homophobic. That's censorship at its finest. Okay. Okay. It only has 2 volumes? Oh. Wow. That's weird because I've heard about Golden Terrace before. Ugh. What the fuck? What the hell? What the hell, even? Anyway, I guess... Oh my god, I've been eyeing Little Mushroom as well. I've got my eye on you. I should write that down. Little Mushroom. Oh my god, my fucking burpy tummy. Little Mushroom. You know, I didn't. What am I saying? I listened to a couple of chapters of Guardian, but I didn't particularly enjoy it that much. Nothing against it. It just didn't like. I just didn't really get into it. But should I give it another try? I don't know. The Not Mushroom is also by the same company closed down. Stop! That's so mean. What the fuck? That's so. That's why I've never seen it in a fucking in a I don't know, like in a bookstore or anything. Isn't it? Isn't it? That's so mean. That's so mean. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty. You know what's fucking pretty? The fucking cover art for Remnants of Filth. Have you seen the art for the newest volume? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Urha, aren't I? Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Urha. It's so gorgeous. I think they're the same artist though. Pretty sure. It looks similar. But oh my god, it's so pretty. Alright. Alright. I don't prefer Guardian, but Chapeau Stars of Chaos by Priest is so good. Is it? What's the difference? What makes it different? I've heard of Stars of Chaos as well. Yo, is this one like just... No, wait. Oh, I've seen this one in like bookstores and stuff. Yeah. Volume 4 art. Stars of Chaos. I have to read all of them. I have to read all of them. I'm like, fucking gotta catch them all. I actually don't know how that goes. I just think that's how it goes. In my brain, that's how it goes, so that's how it goes. Ugh. I don't know. I think Guardian was just a little too slow for me, you know? Oh, it's art by the same artist, Suto. They do art for what? Okay, what is Q? What is QJJ? What does that stand for? Am I missing a meat bun book? Wait, what? Don't be like me and read 30 books in 5 to 6 months. I mean, you think I can read 30 books in 5 to 6 months? So far, actually, wait, hang on. So far, when did I start reading this third book? Oh, okay, it's Battle of Sword and Wine. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why they look so similar. I was wondering. I was like, ooh, pretty. Also, the inside art as well, right? The illustrations as well. Oh, they're so fucking gorgeous. They're so pretty. Wow. Yeah. Wait, okay, so far I've finished this book and I'm still reading number 6. No, actually, well, technically I've read like 3 volumes of number 6 already. No, 2 volumes of number 6 already. But it's short. Number 6 is pretty short. Each volume. Oh, but it's so good. Oh, but it's so good. I'm gonna record another chapter later. Today, probably. Probably. It's like 1, 2, and I'm in a reading mood. Okay. Okay. Ugh. I guess we're just have a little bit of a lull for 3 weeks on reading streams. Huh? I guess. I don't want to start a new series, and that'll take like months. Currently rating case files. Oh yeah, that one. I'm heard of that one as well. Is that one good? Is that one like... Wait, isn't that one something about... No, I don't know. There's like always something something controversial about Danmei novels. Oh, it's Meat Bun. Okay. Yeah, fair. Fair. It's always gonna be fucking controversial. God, I love the way she writes. Well, okay. The translators for Meat Bun books, they're so intentional with how they and like I'm sure that's how Meat Bun's books come off as well. Like obviously it's translated from the words, right? But it's just so I'm like so surprised with how well the English version flows after it's been translated. Like, how do they do that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Case files. But yeah, what was controversial about this one? Translation is so good. Oh, it's crazy how they get even like the sibilance and the alliteration and just all the neat tricks in English and grammar and you know all the writing tricks. They just keep them in somehow after it's been translated. Like, how do they do that? How do they do that? That is insane to me. It's so intentional. I love it. Anyway, next page. I have so many books to read. Maybe I'll just do like. No, I can't do that. I could go heavy with number 6 readings. I could just go heavy with number 6 readings for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, but that's still pre-recorded. I don't really want to do streams for those. It's just that I have a different voice for when I'm reading off stream than doing it on stream. Do 4 reading streams per week. R.I.P. my voice. R.I.P. my throat. I can barely do 1 a week. Nah, but oh, it's actually making me nervous because what the fuck do I even stream? I'm so used to doing one reading stream a week. What do I do? Do I do art streams? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I have a different voice for when I read on stream versus off stream because I can be a little bit, I don't know, more intentional off stream, I guess. But yeah, I don't want to really want to mix that up with something I've already started off stream. You know? Art streams, you're good at art. I do have things to work on. I guess I could do that. Anyway, I really have to pee. I have to go to the bathroom. So I will leave that here. My pit. Sorry, no. I will leave you all here. I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right back. No, but thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging around for the end of this volume. It's been real. Oh, I can't wait for the next one though. Ugh. I also have some exciting news that I want to share, but I can't share yet. I'm under an NDA, but I'm not under an NDA, but I'm under a mental NDA. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, also I'm releasing a cover tomorrow. But that's neither here nor there. If you want to check that out, I have a covers channel on YouTube. But that'll be out tomorrow. It's just a casual thing because I did it all myself and I was just like, I love this song, so I'm gonna cover it. And then I did it. Anyway, that's all for today. I will wait. Should we raid someone? Should we try to raid someone? I don't know if anybody's streaming right now. It's quite early. Oh, that's okay. We'll just end here. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'll see you later. And be safe and mask up. Goodbye. I have a stream deck. I can do this like this. Goodbye.